So before we go further with this metal part, I think I want to revise the plastic, because I think I'm going too rough with it, and based on the latest references, I think I want to go with this kind of color, which is more saturated and more like orange, like brownish orange, something like that. And I want to tone down a bit more the damage and this effect here. I think it's actually, this is a natural process. Every time I do texturing, I want to go back and revise something, because the next day you watch your work and you think that you have like this fresh view, and you can understand that you did something wrong, or now you just don't like it. So when you like doing constantly one part, your vision can be like distracted, or you just get used to the image. So like when you look at this with the fresh sight, this might give you better perspective. So nothing too crazy about it actually, because I already have all of my layers here. So what I want to do is just tweak those just a bit. So the easiest way is to just hide all the layers I have right now, just one by one. And I'm actually going to hide metal as well, because it takes time to reprocess. So I'm going to unhide every one of those. Like that. Yep. So this is base color. So let's start with the base color. Again, this won't take too much time, I hope so, because again, we already have all the layers, all the things are settled. So the only thing left is just to tweak those things. So I just picked a color from the reference, and now I just want to manually adjust it. Some sort of another cool thing, each next layer you set to overlay, so that when you change the color or the tone, it will be pretty much the same result, because it is set to overlay. So that's why I do most of my new layers set to overlay on that channel that has the most information. For this one, it's diffuse. So let's tweak the color. Reddish, kind of orange. Bit desaturated. Like that. Okay, so let's go with that. And for this one, I still want to make it look different. How about this? This is pretty different. Okay. Now, another thing that I was going to do is to soften the grain, because the grain is kind of too harsh. If you look right here, there is kind of grain, but it's not that strong. It's kind of strong here, though. I guess that depends on the lighting conditions of the reference. So it's kind of smooth here, and especially here. So I want to go just a bit softer than here. So let's go and technical. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, I guess that's lower. And another thing I wanted to do is to set this gloss overlay that makes everything less glossy, because I thought that was from a fresh side, I would say that's too much, I guess. Okay, I'll do this at the end, I'm not sure about now. So let's go on. This is a color variation, right? This is okay. This is okay. This is another color variation, right? Now we have gloss variation, which is pretty aggressive. Let's tone it down a bit. Same with this guy, tone it down, not that harsh. Okay, now the big gloss stuff, let's tone this down as well. I don't want to be that hard. Whoops, I'm touching the wrong guy. Now slightly. Yeah, you still can see difference, right? Another gloss variation. I want to edit the paint layer because it's kind of good, but not everywhere. So go to brushes. And I guess I don't want it here. I don't want here. I don't want it here. Here is fine. And this side, I don't like it here and here. Okay, yeah, that's fine. More gloss, which does something. More gloss. Okay, let's keep it. Slight edges, okay. Slight dust, okay as well. Wear edges. Okay, this one is too hard on the gloss. Let's turn it down a bit. Like so. Okay, so fine. Let's keep it like that. Harsh. Okay, this one's good. Random spots. That's too much. Yeah, I can see the border of the alpha here. Let's clean it up. Yep. Another color variation. Yeah, this one's good. Also, I guess I would like to go here and to edit this. That's too much over there. All right, let's go on. Color gradient. I don't like it down here. I want to do smoother transition here. Okay. Color variation, another. Dirt markings. Random bumps. Another. And another. Heavy wear. Yeah, this guy is too much. Okay. Glossy scratches. This is pretty cool, but too much. Let's tone it down. And tone it down even more. Okay. Height, let's make it not that deep. Like so. Yep. Dark markings. Let's tone that down. Some more of that. Okay, I'll keep it. Big bumps. Okay, these guys need to be sharper. And Okay, I'll keep it like this. Well, and gloss overlay. Let's see if I do need that. Well, let's keep it for now. Let's turn on metal. Here we go, and I think this looks better. Still, the color is not 100% accurate. Let's try and tweak the color a bit more towards this guy here. So let's do this. So okay, let's keep it somewhere there. All right. Or no, just a bit more desaturated. Like that. Okay, yeah, this is quite confusing already because doing the same stuff over and over. Let's match this guy a bit better. Make it, no, not darker, but different tone. Like that. Let's say the mag and the frame are from different sets of the gun. Okay, now let's export this guy and see how it's gonna look like in Marmoset. Okay. Well, I guess it looks better. Okay, so yeah, this looks subtle enough, yet it has some information. So So let's go on with the metal. What I want to do here now is this cool effect right here. See those tiny scratches that are shiny on the gloss? This looks kind of really not bad, so I want to do that kind of stuff. Okay, so this is the last layer that I was doing, right? So obviously let's create a new layer, turn off everything except glossiness. Yep, like that. Turn it even more glossy. Add black mask, add paint layer, why not? And I have that alpha, not bad alpha, which is this one. And let's try and do some kind of that stuff. Yeah, that works. Let's try this one. Yeah, that's too much. Of course I will delete some of that, but in general this is good. Turn off backface culling. Yeah. Now let's do the same on the other side. Here. Like that, and on the top as well. Okay. So now let's go here and clean everything up. So I don't need it here. Select your paint layer. I don't need here. I don't need it on the mags. I don't need it here. I don't need it anywhere except the slide. Yeah, even here I don't need it. Right there. Let's add levels to cut the white. And let's select the alpha for the eraser. I like to use this one, which is quite sharp. And start from this part. I don't need that there. It is illogical to have that thing there. Like that. Okay, now let's manually clean that extra scratches. I don't want to do it like over the top. I want to keep this thing artistic. So there's some of it, but not too much. And then I might add some manually. let's call it glossy scratches. All right. Now let's add another paint layer, and let's this time do these guys manually. Some sort of, why is it smaller? Okay, now let's erase some of that. Okay. So now let's check it out in Marmoset. Whoa, that's too sharp. That's kind of too much. Yeah, I think I did a bit of a mistake using this guy here. Let's delete it. And the layers as well. That was too much. And it's too glossy. Let's make it not that glossy. Let's try another alpha. And let's try to set this glossiness channel to overlay. So now you can barely see this. Okay, let's try and export this. Well, there is this thing, but I think I could go harder. Just tiny bit harder. And add some here. Bit glossier. And let's manually add some more here. Alphas. Oh, come on. Still forgot to switch. Still forget to switch between erase and brush. Now, brush. Let's do another paint layer. Okay, let's try this. And now it's too much. Like, yeah, at this point you see that's too much. Way too strong. Need to tone it down. Like that. Okay. Yes, this is exactly that amount that I wanted. It is still there. You can see it here and there, but it's subtle enough. So it's not that jumping straight at you, but you can still see that. Yeah, right there. This is a thing that makes the difference. All right. So I kind of like the way the metal is turning out, though we're still not done with it. There is some more to come. Yeah, though it looks cool for now. So the next thing I want to do is I think I want to develop this specular thing a bit more. Big spec stuff, yeah. Let's add another paint layer, or, which is better, let's duplicate this guy, add a black mask, add a paint layer, and do this with a bit of a color. I'm not sure which one, but let's figure it out. So let's go to this. Let's place this blob here. Control E. Let's do it only here. Like so. Erase where it's not needed. And let's see if it's in the correct place. Quite subtle, but not bad. Same thing here. Well, I guess I'm overthinking. This is too much. Yeah, I don't need this. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is, where is it? Yeah, this glossy, oily parts. So obviously when you touch the gun in certain places, or certain places touches upon things that are heavily oiled, they will have this kind of stuff. So this will be a glossy thing. So let's call it oil, for example. Leave everything disabled except gloss. Turn that high, or turn to overlay, like so, and add a black mask, add paint layer, and I have this really nice alpha that I did myself out of the picture, which is called low. The name is not logical anyway. Come on, paint. Right there. You can see it's a set of fingerprints that can actually give a really good result. Yeah, but right now I don't want it to look like fingerprints. I want to make it look like smudged oil, something like that. Like stain or something. Let's try a different one. It's too big. I need another scale for that. Yeah, this looks better. I guess it looks better. I'm not sure. It looks nice in general, but it's not giving me the result I want, which is quite subtle. Should be quite subtle. Let's try somewhat like this. Come on. Brush, not eraser. Let's go back here. Try place it right there. Like so. How about I try this guy? But not on 100% flow, like this. Like so. Now let's export this test variant to Marmoset and see if I'm moving into the right direction or not, because this looks uncertain. Quite uncertain. Well, it looks not bad. Because of the contrast, it looks too dark in Marmoset. I guess I would tone it down a bit, but it's fine. I guess okay-ish. Too glossy. Right, I need to clean it here. Right there. Whoops. Yeah, like this. Let's add another paint layer and try to do the same result, but this side with the proper alpha. Let's try this one again. Let's add levels. Okay. Also have this alpha, which is cold smudge. And I'm still in eraser. My God. Let's go up here and clean this here. Like that. And for example, let's add the same thing down here. Come on, the brush. Right there. But a bit stronger. Brushes. Okay. Okay. Let's try and add some of this here. This will add this slight fingerprint pattern, which is over the top at the moment. Yeah, I need to do this here on the levels. Right there. Okay. And delete it. Come on. Okay, let's go to 2D and find this trim. This guy here. Right, and before that set to UV and texture. Now we're doing correctly. Go back to 3D only, material, and there are like really slight fingerprints over there. Let's export it and see. Okay. All right. So actually I do like it here. I kind of like it here. I don't like it here and too much on here. And as for the top, it looks good from the top. Extremely slight, but you can still see it. It's not that catchy. It's not bad. Yeah, the top one looks good. But this side is need to be fixed. This and this. All right. So it's hardly seen on the gloss map. So yeah, it's this one. Like that. And too much with this guy here. Now let's re-export it. Yeah, now it's appropriate. Now there's some of it, but not too much. And yeah, looks okay. So about the fingerprints, like it's huge tendency of people doing fingerprints in this kind of matter. Come on, the brush, right? And they take a fingerprint, rotate it like this, and boom, you got it. That's even too subtle. People tend to do it more like this. That's a fingerprint, right? Well, that's really bad. Don't do that. That's another if you want to add a fingerprint, make it extremely slight. And don't do this the whole fingerprint, because it's really hard to find like a perfect one on the surface. And usually it's smudged and a part of a fingerprint. And always scale your fingerprint accordingly, because this is a trigger and the fingertip is actually this kind of size. When you making a fingerprint, don't make it like a tiny people fingerprint like this, because this is hilarious. This is either a giant gun or a user has tiny hands. So always adjust the size of the fingerprint according to the trigger. Alright, and place those fingerprints really slightly so that you barely see that. That's when it's going to work and look good. So, where were we? Right. So let's check out the reference and see what else can be done. I think I could go with this edge wear on here to make it big and fat and strong. What else? Right, I have also this here and this here and the dirt over here. This should be done. And you can also see this edge wear on the top of this. So okay, yeah, let's do some kind of that edge wear. So let's go to come on, where is it? Slide edges. Right, edge is hard. Here it is. Edge is hard manual. Right. I think I can go a bit harder here, a bit brighter, like that. Okay, so let's duplicate this guy. Let's add a black mask, add a generator, custom generator, and let's do it customly. So yeah, this is what I was searching for. Let's go to specular and set it to overlay and set the brightness higher And I guess no, this is not what I was aiming for. This is what I was aiming for. So add a paint layer, move it down, set this guy to multiply. And let's now manually do this in a certain areas. And let's make it soft so that it would transition softly. And I don't need it in certain areas. I don't need here. Whoops. Like that. And let's do the opposite side softly. Right there. Okay, okay. So let's see how it's gonna look like. Okay, yeah, this is quite nice. This thing did not that much, but still visible. Still visible. So another thing that I want to do is tiny light scratches like these, but a bit bigger. So let's find this big back spots. No, not this one. What this does. Hey, I kind of like this one. Let's crank it up a bit. Oh no. Yeah. Light spots, right. Exactly. Let's call it light scratches. Add a fill. No. Add a black mask. Add fill. Go to procedurals. And let's find this Let's try this one. Maybe it's gonna do something nice. Some kind of scratch. Yeah, I kind of like this one, but it's definitely not, it's definitely too much. I want to crank it down at certain areas. So it's easier to do with paint and set this one to multiply. And now let's just paint those areas that I need. Like this, like this, like this. This one's okay. Right there, looks good. That's fine. Yeah, some scratches there. Small but yet kind of cool thing. All right, let's export it and check it out. Yeah, I see those guys. Yeah, this looks good. This looks appropriate. Okay, so let's go and add some this nasty dirt over there. So I had this similar material on the plastic. Let's find it, just duplicate it. Plastic, dirt sharp. Yeah, that's it. Duplicate layer. No, not duplicate it. Copy layer. And let's put it here. Paste layer. And let's see what it does. Right. Exactly. Whoa, that's too much. Turn off diffuse. Turn off gloss. That's obviously too much, way too much. As well as this one. Okay, add a paint layer, and let's just do the same thing and paint only there where we need it. Right there. And right here as well. All right. Maybe just a bit of here. Bit of here. Right. And that's it. Guess it's too much over here. Yeah, that's better. So I also want to do this part over here. And the way to do that is change the color, the specular. Right. So let's find this spec variation. Spec variation. No. 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 Come on, where is it? Slight edges, really? Yep, really. Turn everything on. Add a paint layer. And let's just paint it. Okay. And let's create a new folder. Let's call it slide back. Add a new layer. Let it be glossiness. Width overlay here and the folder. It's not going to be glossy, it's going to be less gloss. And add a black mask, add color selection, pick color, and right. Okay, turn off color selection, and let's do this thing. Select mesh and click on this guy here. Let's make these two things look separate. They're still same metal, but quite different. Right there. And let's duplicate this guy. Come on, what is it? Yeah. Duplicate it, turn spec now. Turn it darker. Add black mask and color selection, and now pick this guy here so that you can see the difference. And let's call this guy outer, this guy inner, and the last one, let's call it tip, which is going to be the charged gun indicator. Let's make it bright. On the specular, overlay, overlay, like that, add a black mask, and select this mesh right there. And okay, set to normal. Specular to normal. Like that, but not that bright. Specular. This bright. Alright, now you can see those are different materials. And one last thing. I want to do. Let's mask out this guy here. Here. I want to work a bit more on this part because you will see this really up close. So I want to make sure this looks good. Let's select the outer. Duplicate this guy. Come on, where is it? Yeah. Duplicate, select specular. Let's select different, like this. Add generator, metal, right. And invert it. Yeah, some sort of like that. And now let's play with parameters just a bit. Turn off gloss. Let's go a bit reddish with specular. Not that reddish. darker. Set specular to overlay. And I can duplicate the tip, so no, it's not helping, it's not making it brighter. And it's not helping doing that. I can just put it here. Set to normal, yeah, obviously. Like that. Okay. And I want to do this tiny scratch over there and some like sort of more stuff going on here. So glossy scratches, dirt sharp. Where are those scratches? White scratches, yeah. Add a paint, and let's do something here. Go to alphas, select this guy here, and backface to 0. And let's do something like that. Yeah. Now let's erase those parts that I don't need, which are on the inner part here. And this one. Right. Okay. So I want to do something else here as well to make this part look more interesting. Let's add something more. I guess I want to use a generator or something like that. Generator. Let's use a custom one. Curvature. Some sort of like that. Okay. And this is another trick. Let's select procedural white noise and set this fill layer to subtract, like so. So now you have, okay, maybe not white noise. Let's try a different one. Something that look quite interesting. Okay, let's try this one. Now let's add a paint layer, set this one to multiply. No, not subtract, multiply. Right, and now let's paint only a certain area, which is this one. Yes. Now let's go back and now do something with this, right? Overlay. Overlay on the specular. And I think this was worth it, the amount of time I've spent on this. And set the glossiness to overlay as well, and make it not glossy. Well, not that. Just a bit not glossy. Yes. Well, yeah, the glossiness was not needed, but this is quite good. This is a really important part because we are going to see this really often when you're going to aim it, right? So you want to make sure this looks good. Okay, so let's save and export and see if it, how does it look in Marmoset. Okay, so here's the dirt, looks good. Here's the tip, which is also look good. Yeah, pretty satisfied with this result. Okay, so we're moving forward and let's go on.